Water. It is something you use every day without further thought, but it is still a limited resource, and it will run out.
California has felt the depletion of this resource for years. As of 2016, California is in its 5th year of drought and water is becoming more scarce as we speak. In January of 2015, the governor of California officially declared a state of emergency over the water shortage, and this raises some questions. What is scarcity and why are the Californians experiencing this? How does scarcity affect our economy and lead us to trade-offs? All of these questions will be answered here today. Play it! Scarcity. It's all around us and affects our everyday life. Whether if you're shopping at the mall or walking in the parking lot, you're witnessing some sort of scarcity. Scarcity is a state that exists because humans want to exceed the capacity of available resources to satisfy their desires. Also, a situation in which a resource has more than one valuable use. Let's look at an example we can all relate to. Musical chairs.
Oh wow, this chair is so scarce.
Yeah, it's really not meeting our demands.
I don't know how we're going to share it between the two of us.
The game consists of a certain amount of chairs and a certain amount of people. As we all know, there will always be more people than the amount of chairs. This is similar to the amount of resources that are available for consumption. No resources can fully satisfy the continual demands of every consumer. This is an example of scarcity.
Unfortunately, lifetimes are scarce as well. This video is in memory of Richard Gill, God rest his soul.
In the arms of the angel, fly away.
As his successor, I have inherited his economic knowledge and his dashing good looks. The water scarcity in California is a result of many factors. First, the water is diminishing at an astonishing rate. Due to the lack of rainfall, California must dig into their aquifers for water. Since the resource in the aquifers is limited, this is bad, the constant withdrawal from the aquifers will eventually drain the emergency water supply. Since the demand for water is always present, the water is scarce because there is never enough to fulfill those thirsty Americans. America, home of the free.
Since there is a water shortage, consumers must make trade-offs. A trade-off is basically giving up something for another product or experience, often called opportunity cost in economic terms. We always have trade-offs in our lives, but how does this relate back to scarcity? When resources are scarce, more trade-offs involving that resource is most likely to occur simply because of the increased desire to conserve it. Now that water is becoming more scarce in California, they may choose to reduce their excessive consumption in order to slow down the depletion of the water supply. For example, they might stop watering their lawn and use the water to take showers instead. This is because a green lawn might not give the consumer the amount of satisfaction that a well-maintained hygiene would. So the opportunity cost of watering their lawn is substantially lower. Or they might use the water to flush the toilet rather than wash their hands. Don't judge me. Whatever the trade-off might be, the consumption of water in California managed to drop by 30%. But unfortunately for the Californians, the reduced consumption only increased the price of water. So why did this happen? As we all know, the presence of scarcity can impact our everyday lives through its effect on the economy because the goods, along with the consumers, are factors that make up an economy. Look at this graph representing the market for water. Due to the lack of rainfall and the depletion of the aquifers, the supply of water shifts severely to the left. In response to the shortage, Californians start to conserve and monitor their water usage, causing a left shift in the demand of water as well. Although both the supply and demand shift left, the new equilibrium point most likely dictates a higher price in water. This is because the left ship of the supply is greater than the left ship of the demand, thus making the new equilibrium price higher than the original.
This has a huge impact on our economy. Water bills in Santa Barbara rose from $13 to $120. A big water bill. With rising prices, people in California start to conserve more water. This action, however, only increases the price of water because water departments still have their fixed costs, such as cost of machinery and labor, to cover. Since their customers are using less and less water, this reduces the income of the water company, causing them to raise their prices in order to make up for their decreased consumption of their products.
Did you know that California produces 70% of the nation's fruits and 55% of its vegetables? The fact that California is a farming powerhouse only makes this water shortage even more severe. Since both water and crops are complementary goods, the price of the crops would rise as the price of water rises. The increase in the prices of both goods will eventually lead to an economic crisis in the farming industry since no one can afford to buy the crops. The impact of the water shortage in California would ultimately lead to an unstable economy, showing that scarce resources play a significant role in the economic machine.
Now that you understand scarcity, how it affects our economy, and trade-offs, my job here is done. I'm on my way to continue my father's legacy and create more mediocre and sleep-inducing videos. Thanks for watching. My name's Danielle Gill, and thanks for staying awake. Yeah!